Just finished a massive dump, and now you're ready for some juicy bits.
Okay, nope, we're not starting it that way. That's
Yes, we are.
Canadian politics is boring juicy bits.
no.
Canadian politics is boring juicy bits.
Oh, you're a dick.
How's it going?
It's going
How's
good.
it going?
I got a haircut. I'm looking.
You did
all
get a
pretty.
haircut. Oh, you look neat.
So-
You'll remind me of what it's like a dog happily trotting out of the groomers. Here we go.
I last time we did ASMR with our guest, and we got him to do ASMR, and I showed him what ASMR was. You applied some anti-noise filters
Yes.
to the show to the point where it just killed it. You couldn't hear it
so
at
sorry.
all. So I'm going to do it again. I got a can here for all of those listeners. I'm Jesse. This is Reese. This is Canadian Politics is Boring. We
Juicy
talk
bits.
about, well, no, we don't talk about. Reese, this Welsh immigrant bastard here, has been forcing me to
I'm
learn
waving.
about. Yeah, he's a Welsh immigrant. He's teaching me, an apathetic Canadian, to learn about my own country's politics for the past 3 years. And somehow people like this shit. So that's the show. Juicy Bits is talking about more recent, more
Well, it's just
current,
short, snappy news until you started
snappy
explaining
snappy
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're doing quite a bit of promotion right now. So
We are.
anybody who's new to the show, I'd just like to, because I've gone and I've listened to other podcasts when people are like, hey, you should listen to that podcast. And as they all do, there's like a 10-minute ramble where they're just catching up. And I'm like, what's the show about?
Professionally, I consult people to say don't ramble for 10 minutes, but on this show, we somehow always end up doing it.
I mean, we've got a title for it. It's the STD zone. The
Yeah. But
small
we
talk
don't do
dimension.
we don't do the small talk dimension STD zone in
Juicy Bits, because we want
Bits.
them to be very quick and snappy.
Yes,
All right, I'm going to
they
get
are.
along. So I do this little ASMR that I mainly do it to Bug Reese because he loves it so much. I'm going to turn up my microphone, and he's not going to put noise reduction over this part.
I am.
No, don't do it. No, I'm going to listen. I'm going to turn up the microphone. It's because I've got a crisp and clear microphone. I'm going to get it nice and loud. Well, we could hear my roommate laughing in the background of that too.
Are they hiding in your closet behind you with a door?
Yep.
Nice. That's
where
right.
That's where he is.
Roommate. Jesse,
Mhm.
have you seen that a large portion of British Columbia is on fire?
Oh, that sucks.
You didn't notice.
I get my news from you.
Okay, well, if you go on the internet and read the news,
Yeah.
you'll see that a huge portion of BC, most of the west coast, is on fire, and like a lot of property damage and evacuations in Colonia. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's really sad. But the reason I want to talk is because something that is, when I was evacuated from wildfires, I
In
could
Nova
still.
Scotia.
Yeah. A lot of the coordination between neighbors and keep it updated was done on Facebook and also Instagram too. People still use Twitter. But since the law changed and now you can no longer access news on Meta or Google eventually is going to block it, but right now it's just Facebook and Instagram. It means that a bunch of people who typically read their news through Facebook and Instagram were like unable to coordinate and stay in the loop on what was going on in the news while they were trying to flee and evacuate.
Right, because you can't like turn on the TV and go to CBC, the CBC channel. And I mean, I guess you can go to CBC.
You can go to
on your
CBC, yeah.
phone. You can go to CBC on your phone.
You can
get
download
news.
the app and everything. So
You can. So it's not.
But
Okay.
but
So,
reading the news on an app isn't the same as using news on a social media platform, because you can share it and comment it on it and tag people into an
Okay,
article.
you know what? This is
post new
important
groups.
because we haven't actually talked about that massive change in Canada, which I found strange. So we didn't talk about I didn't bother looking into it because I thought we were going to talk about it, and we never did. And so, like, what happened with that? Is that like why did Canada and what does it mean blocking news? Does that mean like anybody or news stations can't say things on social media?
What Meta defines as news or news sources are now blocked on their channels.
So this isn't a Canada thing.
This is just a Canada thing. So Trudeau's
well,
government introduced the Online News Act, or Bill C-18, in June, and what that meant was large social media platforms are supposed to negotiate compensation for Canadian news outlets when their content is shared on social media. They're basically saying, Facebook makes a ton of money from people sharing news on their social platforms. They need to give a cut to Canadian news outlets because they didn't create that content. They just created a platform to share it. And their reaction was to just block all news in Canada.
Oh, so Canada didn't block all news.
No.
Meta did.
Meta did, because
I thought this was a Canadian government sort of mandate. I'm like, that's weird. What's going on here? Okay.
So the government said, hey, you need to start paying Canadian news sources because you're sharing all their news and they're not making any revenue from it, and you are. And rather than negotiate, Facebook went, no more news for Canada.
Wow.
And now that people are like fleeing fires and stuff, and it's life and death, and like I think I tried to find the stats, but roughly a quarter of Canadians use social media to get news primarily. But obviously, you've still got TV and radio and websites and stuff. But I guess is the more of the viral nature of news.
So, how does Meta determine what's news and what's not? So this is
algorithms.
That's insane. So it literally isn't. Oh my God, that's fucked, man. That's fucked. Fucked.
So you could share us talking about the news because we're like a comedy satire podcast. We're not a news show. But if we rebranded as a news show, which would be a terrible mistake for everyone,
let's not do
that. then we would be blocked too. Luckily, we just talk shit, and the algorithm just glosses over us and goes, nothing to see here, nothing of value, no news content.
Amazing. Wow, okay. I mean, from what I understand, Facebook isn't, as far as getting your news, as far as getting your accurate news sources online, Facebook is not the greatest place.
No, I mean, you can share.
There's much more, like, as far as social media is concerned.
Yeah,
there's like Reddit is apparently like really, really high up there. I think Twitter was at one point, or now X. What the fuck's happening with that place? Jesus Christ. It's
just like slow. What is a billionaire's midlife crisis as his life slowly unravels in slow motion.
He's just like swaddled himself in toilet paper while he sweats in a corner surrounded by like chili, and he's just screaming in the middle of the night, call it X now.
Exactly.
That's what I picture.
But Trudeau has piped up saying that it's a bad idea for like local wildfire news to be blocked by social media channels, and then basically you want all the information to be on all the channels. Is interesting though, because like, is
Trudeau using the wildfires to backtrack on?
No, he said this is Facebook's choice. Like the idea
backtrack on the whole give us money for monetizing our news.
He just thinks they shouldn't have blocked it, but he's telling them that they need to start negotiating with CBC and all the other news outlets to say, hey, whatever revenue we made from your social media, from your kind of article being posted on social media, it kind of went viral, hundreds of comments on this Facebook group, all that kind of thing. That you can get 5% of the revenue we made from it, but Facebook is not willing to kind of even.
No, Facebook's dying anyway. Like, as they say, Facebook is for.
I remember joining Facebook when it was kind of new, and it was all just young people on there. It was like
me
people,
too. I was one of the young people.
I was a teenager when I signed up, and then everyone's grandparents went on there, and
right. I was genuinely shocked when I saw that my father made a Facebook account. And all of our parents didn't. It was so funny. Our parents and our grandparents, they had no idea how to use Facebook. Like they talk to you directly on your Facebook wall, right? As if it was a private message.
Hi, Jesse. Don't forget to bring around my medication. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh God. Anyway, it's
and now they're all on there. They finally all figured out how to use Facebook, and we're gone. Like
everyone's moved on. I mainly use Reddit mainly now.
I like Reddit. I use Facebook for the events. That's what I use, and for Messenger, which again, few people use, but whatever. It's like I was actually talking to someone recently, which is really funny because like the thing that's funny and also really annoying when you meet someone new and you want to connect with them, it's like, how do I get in touch with you? Phone number, text, email, Gmail, like,
Where,
you know,
where
Twitter,
are you? Where are
Reddit,
you in the
Facebook. Like, yeah,
virtual world?
where the
Yeah.
fuck do you hang out? Because if you suggest a place, everybody's everywhere. Everyone has everything. I have a Twitter account. I don't fucking use it, you know. But if someone's like, "Hey, can I get in touch with you on Twitter?" I'll be like, "Sure," but I don't check it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't check my Twitter account, so they could message me, and I feel like that's happened with me with other people. I'm like, "Hey, are you on Instagram?" And they were like, "Yeah." You know, and I
Well,
add them on
I
Instagram,
remember.
and then I'll message them, and I'll never hear from them because they don't fucking. They've got one place. Are you on Signal? Are you on WhatsApp? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Reddit? Are you on Quora? Are you on, like, where the fuck are you? It's maddening. It's
But
true. And if you
imagine,
don't message them on that very special place, you'll never hear from them.
but imagine if you're trying to message that person to say, "Hey, I think your house is about to burn down," and you go, "Which app?"
Way to bring it back to the show, to the topic. Good.
So I think as well, like the thing with it is that speaking from memory, like
Yeah.
I don't use Facebook that much, but I do use it when it involves my neighborhood and my community, because all the groups where people organize are on there, and
Right.
that source of information updates news.
Their
You know,
groups are good. I'll give them that.
yeah, and that's a lot of the news being shared on there. Obviously, you had people kind of observing things themselves and then posting, like, as a primary source, but then you also had people sharing news articles about, hey, just so you know, you can apply for this Red Cross thing to cover your food, you know,
And it's blocked.
and all that is blocked. So I feel sorry for people now, because, and I hope maybe it'll be different next time I kind of experience it, but there's a lot of people who maybe rely on Facebook as a way of communicating that way, especially if you're older.
Yeah,
and
right.
know you can't stay up to date on it. The good news is that you're not getting twisted headlines that are brainwashing you anymore through Facebook groups, but at the same time, you're not getting any news or information at all, really.
I don't know. I see this as a blessing. I mean, like, a struggling period. Yes, there are people currently suffering because they can't get their news on Facebook, and that does suck, especially if that's a place where you're used to getting your news. But anything that pulls people away from social media is a good thing in the end. And if these wildfires are going to help us do that, well, that's a blessing in disguise, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the way. Silver lining.
If you've been affected by the fires, send in our love, thoughts and prayers, as they say. I'm not religious, but I hope that helps.
I'm gonna give you a big bucket of prayers.
A big bucket of prayers.
Yeah, that's what
I'm going to put all my prayers in a blender, make a fine pulp, and then inject them directly in your eyeball.
Jesus Christ, Trace. No, we are sorry if you're suffering from the wildfires right now. If your home has been, anyway, that stuff is really sad. But that's what we're here for, to make dick jokes, to make you feel better.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah. So, and we'll send us a speak pipe. Let us know. Let us know what's going on over there, and we'll relay it.
Tell us your story if you want the world to know what's going on. Anyway, so this has been Juicy Bits. Are you ready for the titles?
No, hold on, wait. I got one last thing. I need
Canadian
a place to sleep.
politics is boring juicy bits.
I thought you were doing more ASMR.
No.
Canadian politics is boring juicy bits.
What did you want to do?
No, that's fine. No.
Bye, everyone.
Nothing. Bye, everybody.